think so far of training camp this year?
I think the guys are having fun. I think that's the main thing, and honestly, the days are going fast. I know it's just beginning, but you like when the beginning feels fast. You know, it's a bad sign if it feels long out the gate. You know.
Are you somebody who looks forward to the pad stuff?
Oh,
That stuff.
yeah. I mean, as an offensive lineman, you're tired of playing in the t-shirts. You know what I mean? It gives you a lot more to put your hands on too, and especially in a run game, it allows you to collide that you want to collide to get that movement off the line of scrimmage. I think linemen ask for pads, even in OTAs. Sometimes a certain team drills, you're like, you might as well throw the pads on if we're going to do this. You know what I mean? So now that we get to do that, it just kind of makes everything how you want it, you know?
Since this is the first time since high school you're playing the same position in back-to-back years, are you able to feel the benefit of that training this offseason, or is it too early to feel that yet?
Oh, I am already. Just going into the off season, being able to stay on the same side is huge. So it allows me to be able to fine tune a lot of things instead of turn the whole thing around to flip sides in my mind. I don't have to flip anything. I'm just putting everything exactly how I need it to be consistently. So, I mean, I think that's the fast upside.
With, I know you have high aspirations personally of the level you want to get to. I mean, it's easy to throw around the word elite, but we're going to use it for this part of the conversation. When you talk about trying to get to elite level, what does that look like for you? Is that honors? Is that outside perspective? Is that just what you see yourself like? What does that look like if you get to that level?
I feel like I know what it's like to be at the top in my game in terms of how I start to rank in terms of the rest of the country, you know, going back to high school and college. And I feel like going into my third year, I know what it looks like. It's been put on film. The guys before me have done it, and they've done it consistently, and they show what it takes to be in a conversation, to be the best overall just lineman each year in the league. So I feel like I know the standard I have for myself and what that feels like, and I know what it looks like 'cause I've seen it on tape from myself at times and from others at times as well. So I feel like when I do it and I feel it consistently and I know it for myself and I come off the field and I feel that, I feel like the world will feel the same way about it. I think my standard for myself, what I strive for, it's able to match what I believe everybody else wants to see when they say this person is an elite offensive lineman.
The other day, Beach said you're the alpha in the offensive line room. What does that mean when somebody like Kelvin Beachum says that about you?
I mean, I think that's so cool, you know, to hear it from a guy that when you talk about a premier guy all around in the locker room, off the field, when I'm doing training in the off season, even on the field in terms of how he's able to read certain guys, how consistently he plays, and like the technique he has. You know, so to hear from a guy that's been around for 14 seasons, to be able to say that, I think guys like that don't like to throw that around lightly. So, I mean, I definitely appreciate that. And, you know, I've learned a lot of things from him, but I'm still continuing to learn from him. So I appreciate the friendship and the connection that we have and continue to learn from him.
We see you break down the huddles every week, but as a leader, verbally, are you someone who hypes people up? Do you call people out? How would you describe the type of leader you are? Not even just for your room, but the offense.
Yeah, I love to hype people. I love, like, on game days, people were joking about the other day. I'm not one to, you know, to just talk and laugh with people on game day. I'm kind of always to myself. I'm silent until that point where I get the first time I open my mouth on game day. If I'm not just talking to my offensive line coach in the pregame or during warm-ups, the first time I talk to anybody else is when I get to have that time on the field to talk, to let that out, to set the tone for the day. And I feel like the day of the game is all about starting to pick people up, to pick the energy up, to remind people of the standard of what it means to be a Cardinal. I feel like at the end of the day, that's like the theme, you know, showing like what is the expectation to be a Cardinal? What does that look like, a true Cardinal? But I feel like during the week, practice is different. Being a leader means being able to get on guys, to be able to see change. And I feel like a lot of that starts when you build relationships in the offseason. So I feel like that's been a big thing. You know, I want guys to know that if I get on them, about something. It's not me talking down. It's me. I'm coming to them as a friend that wants to see them show off what I've seen in Indy, what I've seen in team, but I want other people to see it too. You know what I mean? So it's just wanted to get the best out of my teammates the way I know that guys have done that to me over the years.
Lining up across from Darius Robinson in practice, what differences have you seen from year 1 to year 2 going against him?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, still just as strong. Arms are just as long. I mean, I know you guys seen a picture of him that was training with JG just standing there, just looking like an absolute monster. That saved that to my camera because it's like hilarious. It's like a meme in my phone now. Now you know what I mean? But he just looks but like he's not even wearing spiders. He's just wearing a jersey. You know what I mean? I think that is my guy, you know, on and off the field. But I just love that the anger and the violence that he plays with and he uses all the strength that he has.
JJ was talking about how important it is to have a guy like James Conner, just the intensity that he brings, has that effect on everyone around him and brings them up to that same intensity as well. What could you just tell us about Conner and how key he is?
Yeah, I mean, James is a key guy. I mean, not only as a vet with the amount of experience he has on the field, but I think even with how he communicates in the huddle, there's a lot of different personalities in the huddle. From me to Yelda, to Trey, to Marvin, who's not really talking. He's getting the play call, and he's lining up. But I think with James, he offers, I think he's able to communicate with the whole huddle, and that the whole huddle is able to respect his communication style. You know, because he knows he's been in the different rooms with different guys over, I believe this is his 9th year, correct? So, I mean, I think he's an overall awesome leader.
Along those lines, and I asked JG about this, he was talking about how James's play style really adds to something because it kind of juices everybody up with the way he plays and everything. And I'm curious, as a player, do you need guys like that when you're playing with them, that just their play style kind of energizes everybody, or is it just a bonus if you happen to have a guy like that?
Oh, I mean, I think James, along with guys like Trey, I think the playing style that they have adds juice and intensity to the game. Anytime that James is starting to, like the game versus the Eagles, where I see in a corner of the end zone, he catches it like with one hand against a linebacker or corner. I've never seen a running back do that in my career. And I see him do that. It's times like that had everybody like, yo, what? And I think we were still down. But in that moment, it didn't even matter. You see plays like that, or you see Trey hurdle like 2 people at once. I'm not even looking at Trey. I'm looking at Evan. Like, did you see that? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I do on Madden. You know what I mean? I turn the difficulty down and I make plays like that. You know, so I think when you have those guys like that have those special capabilities like that from God, that adds a huge boost to any given play, any given drive, you know?
How is Coach Fry? You have history with him, but how are the others taken to his coaching, and also the benefit of having Cook back to kind of bridge the returners to the new coach? That's got to have some value, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that Coach Cook and Coach Fry, I think they pair awesome. And again, I think the guys respond well to the teaching that Coach Fry has. I think he came in with a plan, and I think the guys are choosing to follow it, and it's starting to translate in practice. I think that's why it's going by fast and it's fun, because the drills are transitioning to the teamwork instantaneously, which I think is fun, especially the new things that we're doing in the run game drills. I mean, you can only do so many pass pro drills. You're always kicking and posting. But when it comes to the run game, I think the creativity has with those drills. I'm excited to see that start to show up on game day.
When you get to O-line, D-line drill, full pads, what's your intensity like there, and how much can you learn from like a Josh Sweat and Calais Campbell if you go against those guys?
Yeah, I mean, the same intensity that I have even in spiders or in the T-shirt walkthroughs, I try to set exactly the same. The run game's different when you don't have pads, but I try to set with the same intensity. So I feel like the intensity is going to be the same tomorrow when the pads come on for myself. But I thank God every day that we have guys like Josh Sweat and Calais Campbell and D-Rob and, you know, the whole room that we have. I'm glad those guys are here, because now I'm getting those different looks that I get during season. I'm getting here at home. You know what I mean? So I know Josh can hit me with some moves that maybe I couldn't get here last year in-house. You know what I mean? You're always looking to have the best rushers in-house. That way, you know, the next time that you play on a Sunday against the guy that hits the move the second best, it's complete dominance. Because I get that all the time from Josh, from Calais, I'm starting to block down on Dalvin. Haven't done that yet, but I heard he's a wall already. Even on the low days, heard he's a wall, so I'm excited to try that out. But, you know, it's awesome to have guys like that in the building, you know.
When did you notice Marvin put on a bunch of muscle this offseason, and what have you seen him form going into his second
Yeah,
training camp?
Marv looks, you know, 6'6", 260, pure muscle. You know, the screen said he was like 6'3", 220, but I know but like they haven't been that up close. When they seen that, you know, it's kind of the joke when he comes in the huddle, we start to yell 12 personnel, and then he's like, he's about to run out, and I'm like, no, we're kidding, it's 11. But like that's just our joke that we do. We're not gonna try that in a game day. That might mess up the timing. But you know, I mean, he's a beast, and he's all about his business. So I mean, it's not surprising to see that at all. That's just the way he shows up.
You can still handle lift him up for the touchdown celebrations?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think after the Dolphins game, he chose not to give me any help at all. Since then, I haven't had an issue. He's given me the little boost that I need to launch him.
Is that what the brace is for on your right arm?
This is for Marvin, you know.